Let's see if we brought some people over with us.
All right, welcome to another episode of Geek-Men and the Masters of the ThunderNerds. I'm Dustin.
Zombie.
And we have two guests with us today, James
Hello.
and Jason.
What's happening?
Oh.
Well, I'm glad.
Co-founders. I just forgot to put Realm Toys. I forgot to put co-founder next to my Realm Toys. Jason always does this. He always changes his tag underneath, so it always looks like I'm the jackass, and he's the nice one. So apologies. Continue, Zombie.
I'm secretly a
No.
jackass.
Actually, Dustin, you can change that for him if you want.
Can you can go in and change your own, can't you?
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah, I'm just lazy.
Nah.
I can't find
anyway.
it right
No, I was just gonna say thank you guys for accepting our invitation to join the show. Last week we kind of scrolled through your Kickstarter page for Brutal Realm and just fanboyed all over it. So sorry about that.
That's weird.
Now we were like, oh man. So well, after we got off, I was just like, you know what? It's busy. I'm gonna just reach out one more time and see. Hey, do you want to come on? And sure enough, you guys responded. So it's all good. It's exciting.
We're happy that we got a. Oh, I messed up. I'm bad. That was. Yeah, we're happy to be here. Any opportunity to talk about Brutal Realm is an opportunity we can't miss. We're in the final days after tonight. We're going to have 2 days left, and we've got a lot more that we need to do because everybody wants Athena, and we're trying our best to get everyone there, to get ourselves there. So, we're happy to be here to reach out to perhaps people that haven't heard about Brutal Realm or know about us and talk about our toys.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
I mean,
You guys, y'all are almost there to Athena too. I mean, it's when we had last week when we had the Kickstarter pulled up, you had 10 days to go, and you were almost halfway there, and then I blinked and it jumped.
It really
did.
That was Thursday.
I will never forget that feeling of logging on to see those numbers. We knew about it beforehand, and then it was like, I was worried that if I talked about it or said anything that it would somehow, delete it. And then I couldn't keep my mouth shut and talked about it on our Kickstarter and on our Facebook group, which if no one knows about it, we have a Facebook Brutal Realm Collectors group run by the awesome Carlos Espina. And he's also known as Big Badass Reviews. But yeah, once I actually saw it, I could have done a backflip. So.
Yeah, I mean, because those were the numbers that you brought over from Big Bad Toy Store, right?
Right. Yep.
And then that's how that sort of like pushed you. It was like really inflated those numbers because I mean people are buying them still, so it all counts, right?
Yeah, and it's caused the. I mean, before we were on a steady climb, and then when they put it in, right, it was like this, and then the climb has been even steeper from everybody else on the other side of not being on Big Bad Toy Store, but on the Kickstarter itself, just pushing and pushing harder. So it's like when people see, like somebody made the comment the other night, when people see a winning, you have a winning product, right? People are going to jump on it.
Yeah.
Instead of just it's floundering, it's not going to get there. We're not going to back it. Screw it. I mean, if you see a good product, I'm going to back it regardless. So
right.
Exactly. And that's the thing that I try to get people to understand about Kickstarter when we talk about them. It's, you don't have to wait for it to get funded to join. That sort of thing is detrimental to, the progress for a Kickstarter. Exactly. The whole purpose is to, hey, pitch in while it's still active, while it's still going, before it even makes it, and it'll get there even faster.
Yeah.
Thanks to people like some people in the chat there, Thanos Copter and Mythic Dolphin, who have been supporters from the very beginning and have done a great job at trying to keep people informed and give us creative feedback. We have reached where we are, and we still have a lot more to go. So
heck yeah.
Yeah, well, you to I'm excited. New viewers that are coming over with you. We've kind of mixed up our show timeline a little bit, where we do It's Frickin Figures on Monday nights, and then we also our longest running show probably is ADHD Theater, where we pick a couple of movies and kind of sort of loosely discuss them. It's called ADHD Theater for a reason,
and it's for a reason.
Have you chosen The Vindicator or The Guyver yet? Because those are great movies.
I want to do The Guyver, but finding a place to stream it is tricky right now. Yeah. So it is on the list.
Have you ever heard of The Vindicator?
It sounds familiar.
It came out in the early 80s. It's like a precursor to RoboCop. It's a really awesome 80s movie where this guy gets trapped in this robot body, and then he gets revenge on the guy who took his family from him. It's crazy. It's absolutely
nice. Sounds familiar.
It reminds me of Upgrade a little bit, except for it's back asswards. So the AI gets loaded in a computer chip because he becomes didn't he become paralyzed in an auto accident? Oh no, he was shot in the back of the head. That's what it was. Become paralyzed. Oh, you gotta watch Upgrade. You haven't seen Upgrade?
Yeah, okay. Upgrade's fantastic.
Dude.
Yeah. Oh, is that the one where is he in a robot body, or he's
no?
There's another movie
he gets a chip implanted in his spine or his neck, and he gets AI loaded into it, and the AI kind of it doesn't really take control at first. It just tells him and hints, and it controls his body. It does control his body so he can learn how to fight and do all this stuff. It's Tom Hardy's lookalike actor. Who the hell what's his name? It looks exactly like Tom Hardy, but it's not Tom Hardy.
I actually thought it was Tom Hardy.
Yeah, no, not Tom Hardy. Yeah, it's his like identical twin actor.
I have to figure that out. I have to look into that.
It's so good, man. I've seen it twice.
I added them.
Oh, Nemesis or Carnosaur. Yeah, I know those movies too. I'm reading the chat. I could keep talking about movies, but let's talk about Brutal Realm before our fans get mad at us for not focusing on
Focus on Brutal Realm.
That's how it is here.
Yeah, that's kind of par for the course for us.
Yeah, ADHD.
No, that's us too. It's just we've got our overseers in the chat, and we've got to make sure that we stay on target.
Right. So tell us a little about your journey. Like, what made you start this? What made you take the first step along this path? That hey, we want to make these figures.
Jason,
that's a god dang. That's a good question. I initially I was thinking of creating. I wanted to see dwarves. I wanted to have a dwarf action figure, in the sword and sandals kind of genre, the fantasy. But I didn't want it to be like full on plate. I wanted his armor. I wanted anything to be just removable and have a bare naked dwarf, so I can customize them and add to whatever that I wanted to. So that was kind of like, and I've always been a collector. And Storm Collectibles, they came out with their dwarf figure. What the hell is his name? Not Elkhorn. No, that's D&D. And when I got that, I was like, and you could actually take some of his stuff off. I was like, this is awesome. My real inspiration.
Right?
Golden X, Storm Collectibles Golden X, yeah, dwarf.
And he's the one that comes with the Golden X. The dwarf has the Golden X, right?
He definitely has an X. I don't know if it's golden. Oh. Yeah, but my real inspiration came from Puck from Marvel Legends. When Puck came out, I loved the size of him. I was like, God dang, I miniature toys like Ewoks from Star Wars, of course. I just like the miniature looking figures themselves, like Yoda. I love the smaller figures. But I was like, God damn, we need more dwarves.
Yeah.
So I contacted this dude I saw on Instagram. I was like, oh, you know what, he's kind of talented. I'm gonna see if he can't model me something. And he did, and he also asked if I wanted it 3D printed. I was like, yeah, sure. So he sent it to me, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's okay. And then I took photos of it, and I showed James because I had contacted James. I saw that he was a collector and customizer, and I thought he was a cool dude. I really liked his brutal honesty and good honest criticism of action figures and what other people do. And I wanted his opinion, so I sent it to him. He's like, yeah, good idea, but poor execution, and it's fine. I'm like, yeah, you're right, it is. And so that was my intro. And then go ahead, James.
Yeah, and then I showed him something that was even worse than what he made, and it was basically I just put a He-Man head. No, not even a He-Man head. I put a Thor head that from the Return of Marvel Legends that I put He-Man hair on, and put that head on top of a Dark Knight Returns body.
Yeah.
Not the Mafex one, this old one, just to show the kind of size I was thinking of, and was like, hey, what do you think if we made an action figure toy line? And at first, it was just like, how can we do it? And because we didn't have an idea of what the cost of tooling was. So at first we were thinking like, oh, well, it'll be limited articulation. We can save a lot of money by doing ball joints in certain places instead of just swivels, and it'll have good articulation. But at first, my thought was the arms were going to be pre-posed, and we were going to have all the articulation in the shoulders and in the diaphragm. This way you get some really cool moves, but we wouldn't have to have that many articulation cuts because we thought that would cost too much money. We wouldn't be able to make an action figure for a price that we were thinking. And then as we got further and further into the whole thing, we started looking at people. We got artists on board for concept art. Then we got a 3D designer, and that didn't work out, but we had a better idea. And we just kept moving and growing. And eventually we've gotten to where we are now. It's taken a long time. It's been about 2.5 years, almost 3 years now, actually. Almost February, I think, will be 3 years total. Mm-hmm. But we're at like about 2.5 years since we started this journey. We thought 2 years ago that we'd be launched already, which shows how much we know, because we thought, February we'll have an action figure ready to go on Kickstarter, and that has not happened. But
we had to start over.
Thankfully, we did, and we've had to start over several times. This is our third start over in a way, and it's been our best one, and we're so happy we're here.
Couldn't be thankful enough.
Yeah, third time's the charm.
Yeah. Well, that's what she said.
Well, you've got a beautiful looking product here. I mean,
Thank you.
I'm really impressed. I was looking at some of the articulation breakdown, and it's got like these pull-out shoulders that really give you the ability to where they can reach across their chest, which is something that's almost unheard of for a broad figure like this.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's sensational.
I mean, if anybody's familiar with Mafex, it's pretty much the same thing. The shoulders are designed right from them. I mean, it's the same engineering, and it makes sense, right, for a figure this size. Yeah. You see the big orcs from like Mythos Studios and Hero Toy Studios, the third parties. They have a different design in the shoulders. It's because the shoulders are huge. With this design, there's just a smaller figure, so you can. I mean, it just prototype.
Prototype.
There you go. There you go.
Prototype. Don't look behind the curtain. Prototype. Mine was falling apart too. But it's a prototype, people. I mean, the real thing is going to be like, we're going to have Jason's kid play with it and make sure it's sturdy.
Exactly. The production test shots. Yeah. But you can see, I mean, clearly, he's getting
two-handed poses.
Yeah. Two-hand poses easily. I mean, this is easy.
And when you will be able to force it a lot more when it's the factory model. That's a prototype, so you have to be kind of gentle with it. But the fact that we can do that much with a prototype that kind of falls apart if you manipulate it too much. But it's a great 3D printed prototype, thanks to Jason and also our main designer, Dao Fuyan.
I was about to ask, is that a 3D print or is that an injection molded prototype?
That is 3D printed. I printed that. It took me a long time to get to where I am with 3D printing right now, but
for anybody that doesn't know, like, it's almost impossible to 3D print posable action figures because of the brittleness of the resin. There are certain resins that are coming out now that say that you can do it, but
they always wear down over time.
Right. Yeah. Resin is less durable than plastic. So
for sure. Yeah. I mean, and when you do print, I mean, some resins, and I use multiple resins. Some of them can either expand, or some of them like a real sturdy, which is not real sturdy. They print. When you print them, they come out too small, like 5% too small. So that's why his it pops off easily, it does, and it's fine, right? It's fine that it pops off because I'm going to be adding, when I print more of the armor, I'm going to pop his torso off. I'm going to swap the belts. I'm going to swap, get the loincloth off and put on the battle skirt from another character that we have, and things like that. So it's fine.
Yeah,
and it works.
I'm always surprised, I'm used to dealing with 3D prints now. I was kind of on that forefront of whenever people were making third-party parts for other figures and stuff. Like, I've got 3D printed parts from all over the place, so I'm used to the different types of resins that there are. Yeah. I've been painting and playing with them for years now, but there's a lot of people out there that don't know that.
Right. Yeah. I mainly use Resi 1.
Oh, okay. I don't have a space for a 3D printer myself, but I know a lot of people that do have them. So anytime I need anything, or somebody's working on something, I'm always kind of behind the scenes going, well, maybe try this, or change this setting on and that output. It's
I have a 3D printer and it doesn't even work.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Somebody today go, I didn't know you were into all of this stuff, because every time I turn around somebody's mentioning you, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how it is, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, you gotta make sure the room temperature is the right temperature. The humidity in the room is gotta be low. Ventilation. It's just nuts.
It's
what goes
science.
into. Yeah,
it is a science upon itself.
I hope filament printing, 3D printing becomes really, really precise, because you can print those out in the open. They're hot. They put off a lot of heat. But filament printer, I would love to print off a prototype using that stuff. I don't worry about carcinogens with the resins and stuff.
Exactly. That's some nasty stuff if you're not careful.
Yeah. But
I gotta stop drinking that stuff.
Or maybe you're just not drinking enough.
It looks like a milkshake.
You're building up your immunity.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how that works. Exactly.
So, Dustin, you want to pull up the Kickstarter page? Maybe we can talk about some of the characters you guys developed, because there's been a few new ones since last week that have been added to the page.
Yeah, we've unlocked some new characters. We've added a character that wasn't on there. That's a great representation of
Ron's here, but we'll talk about this actually, because I was going to bring up, I didn't see any size comparison pictures on the Kickstarter page, like in the updates or anything.
Yeah, I have it on the Instagram, and I always forget that people don't always look at the Instagram. That's one of the valid criticisms of my social media abilities. So
I hear that.
So
right there with you.
I need to add that to show, because people don't understand. 6.75. What does that mean?
Right.
And this is a great representation. He's also the exact same size as G.I. Joe Classified's Sergeant Slaughter and Marvel Legends Hercules. And as you can see, he's also pretty much the same size as Zesray Studios Gladiator. We didn't mean that on purpose. We just, happened to happen. He's bigger than Mezco Conan, not as big as Scar. But I think I think our barbarian could still take Scar. If he can if he can beat Conan, I can beat Scar. But anyway, and then he's the same size as Mythic Legion's. I think that's their 1.0 body. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Looks like 1.0. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any of them. So yeah, we're in we think we're in a great scale. We didn't want them to be too small. We wanted them to kind of tower over like a standard Marvel Legends. So they're taller than Cyclops, I think. Hercules, Marvel Legends Hercules is bigger than Cyclops. So yeah, hopefully people like the scale that we chose. I know a lot of people wish we were 7-inch scale, but we have ideas for a 7-inch scale larger book down the road, and then even bigger than that. So and then smaller than that too. So
I think y'all got a good scale going right here, right now.
We play in 112 a lot, so we wanted to do something for 112.
And those pictures came directly from The Amazing's review. You can find that on YouTube too. He really puts those prototypes to their paces, and he, I think, absolutely loved the figures.
Yeah.
He gave us a very great review for a 3D prototype that he was, that we gave him to mess around with. And he did a phenomenal job. Took some amazing pictures, really got us off on a great foot. He has such a great channel. We can't say enough. I mean, the photography too. We can't wait till we can send him actual, test prints from the factory. So,
heck yeah.
And then we've got Trevor 16 Williams doing our toy photography, and that was on the previous body. We had everything set up to launch a Kickstarter on our old body. We had every prototypes printed and painted, everything done, modeled, and then we finally realized that unfortunately it wasn't doing what we needed it to do, and we had just brought on a new designer. And he was so talented that instead of just fixing the issues on the body, he created a whole new body with Mafex level articulation, with, as you can all see, as big as the big, as good as the big guys in terms of articulation in 2 weeks, essentially. And we couldn't be happier with him. And we've got a much better product now. So.
Nice.
Wow. I'd never known that was a different body if you wouldn't have even said that.
Yeah. You can, if you look at the knees and the shoulders, that's the giveaway. We just posted the renders today on the 2.0 of Ogun. If you scroll down, you'll see that. So you might be able to tell the difference, but the motif is going to be the exact same.
Too far, Dusty.
It's right here.
Yeah, it's right there. It's out of order. That's my fault.
Okay.
Put Ogun first. Yeah, there's Killian the Red, who's the newest character.
Yes.
We got a lot of feedback from our community that they wanted a redhead. So we decided, hey, let's do a Celtic guy. And our package designer, this artwork that you're seeing, is going to be on the package for our figures.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, we wanted to give that kind of Earl Norham Frazetta style. And Ken Coleman does a phenomenal job. I think I like the second picture the most.
Same, yeah.
So I think that'll be on. And if Jason agrees with me on something, I know I'm on the right track. So not that he disagrees with me a lot, which is why things are so great for us. There's the newest renders we got today. A little dark, but I oversaturated the ones we posted on Instagram. So if you want to see these brighter, you can check them out on our Instagram. But yeah, so we're excited. If Jason, you want to pick up from here.
Where are we at?
We're at Ogun. They're just showing off the detail on it.
Yeah, we were that photo above just shows off the articulation. I mean, he's got a ball joint at the base neck, ball joint at the top of the neck. So I mean, his head and neck both articulate, which is awesome. I mean, at first we were thinking, is he gonna have an articulated neck? I mean, we're kind of like, oh no, nah. And then we're like, no, he's got to have it. So we went with that. And then a ball in the torso, and the upper torso, and a ball in the lower abdomen. So a nice full range.
Heck yeah.
I'm not a fan of hinged torso abdomen. It just cuts, and I don't like the way it looks. It doesn't work too well.
Yeah, you lose a little bit. You can get a little bit more crunch with an ab crunch, but we purposely designed our waist, ball joint, and diaphragm to get as much articulation as possible. So we feel like this is the best of all worlds, and it's a beautiful cut. You can barely notice it when it's in a vanilla stance, and even when it's posed, it just fits the form factor so beautifully and gets so much subtle nuances from oh shit, there we go. From the design, once you pose it. So yeah, we're very happy with what we're able to achieve. And right there is Cronin, the destined future barbarian king, to be redundant. And some people say he reminds them of some character. I don't know who they're talking about, but yeah, you can do with him what you want. I couldn't resist making a kind of Germanic type of barbarian character because that's probably the most stereotypical barbarian. Even though barbarians are, I think, Berber people is where that term comes from. The Berbers and not Thundercats. I'm thinking barbers or something. Anyway,
the Burgles.
Yeah, the Burgles. That's what I was saying. And then Crowman, the Bagald barbarian, which means kind of witched person. And I just wanted to have fun, and there was something inside of me that was like screaming rock and roll. I'm a big, fan of '90s grunge music. So the Crow, the original one, and the sequel, Crow Salvation, is actually pretty darn good.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, it deserves a director's cut because the version we all saw was changed by the film company and the producers, and they messed up something.
Wasn't Iggy Pop in that one?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Iggy Pop's like 5'7", and in that movie, he looks like he's like 5'11" or 6 feet.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of ADHD, but yeah, Cronin, the Beguiled Barbarian, when the lust for blood grows too great, his face melts away and it reveals that demon of death that lives inside of him, and his axe thirsts for blood, and they just start killing people left and right. We get pretty brutal in this realm, hence the name. And hopefully people like the rock and roll accents that we have with this character. He seems to be very popular, and that's awesome because he's definitely one of my absolute favorites. And
this is my pledge. This is my pledge, guys.
Thank Jason for the style in that axe. Jason pushed, and our designer Penn, to make it look more because I was happy with the old one, but Jason is always pushing us to be better, and it looks even more rock and roll now.
Yeah, the first one looked like a cartoonish, like I don't know, as far as detail. I mean, it was very cartoony. If you look at that photo right there, the 2D with the green of Kerman, if you scroll up a little bit, that's exactly what it looked like. Like it does look a little. I mean, so and Penn and I, our 3D artists, were talking, and we're like, we got to make it give it more detail. I mean, more bony, more. So it's got like an actual crow skull sculpted on it, and it has bones going out to the blades, which resemble its wings. And if you turn it around, it looks like it's rib cage. It's really freaking metal. It's awesome.
Oh, that's so cool.
Metal, dude. Hold on, let me plug my computer back up before it dies.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at those renders, I mean, Penn, our 3D artist, did those renders. I mean, when he gave us these renders, we were like, "Wait, hold up! These are freaking renders? I mean, they look like painted. They're painted prototypes. I mean, they look like they're like." Yeah. We just couldn't believe it. We were so happy and so floored that the quality of and he did it quickly, and we were just so happy with these. We're like, oh my god, okay, yeah, these are freaking promo images right
That's
here.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. I like you. I thought I was looking at a figure, like a painted prototype there with those. I had no idea they were renders.
Yeah, my wife did too, and she's a photographer.
Wow. That's why we switched, because he had sent us a test before, and we got renders from another artist, and they weren't bad. And then I remembered, I was like, wait a second, didn't Penn send us a render that looked real? And he was working on Athena, and unfortunately, we realized that we really needed to get out the renders of our main characters first before we finish the articulation on Athena. I know now it's like, oh no, I wish that was done. But in order to get us where we are now, we had to get this stuff done. And so we switched him up to do this, and it's worked out for the best. So I'm glad that everyone is loving what he's done. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And this is the direction we're going to go forward with, is renders of this quality, art from Ken Coleman, like what you see here, concept art from Desar that we'll probably put together in a picture book with some storytelling on the side, written by AI. Just kidding. And we'll have that available hopefully in the near future. I don't think we'll have it available for Toy Atlanta, but we'll see. But yeah. And then these are our Barbarian Warriors. We just wanted to maximize the body more without having to raise the cost of our funding, because tooling, as everyone knows, costs money. So we put these 3 head sculpts on these bodies, gave them some weapons, and it seems like people are really loving these as army builders. They're selling really well. We're very happy. I wanted to do a Tarzan type character. His nickname is the Yambarian. I don't know if you've ever watched Yimbo reviews, but he's a pretty awesome guy. And we can't believe how close the resemblance is to him. With
really?
the sculpt. Yeah. It's uncanny. And then people were upset when we first showed this that they expected him to have red hair. And when we were trying to maximize and get to a higher funding goal, or get to our funding goal, I was like, I was trying to think, what can we do? And then I realized, hey, let's turn him a redhead and give him some war paint. And that's how we came up with Killing the Red up at the top. So everything's, we're happy to have gotten another use out of that. And we added another head sculpt too. So the Killing the Red not only comes with the growling face, but he also comes with another a smirking head sculpt.
Okay, nice.
And African Barbarian Warrior is one of my favorites. He's got a classic West African style sword there. It's actually a dagger, but I love it so much that I had it enlarged. So hopefully people get some insight into a different history that they might not be aware of, and these cool weapons that we may never have seen before, like Ogun's Ngobi blade, something that a lot of people haven't seen. Those cool curves and dips into Ogun's sword is actually based on a real sword. And we haven't ever seen that before in an action figure. So I wanted to give that representation. With Killmonger and the Black Panther movie, we got a taste of West African swords, and I wanted to go a little step further. And then Native American Barbarian Warrior, very popular as well. He's going to be a great combination with our Chief Mato as a filler. And he comes with a cool ass tomahawk, some bare feet, because I don't know, we just threw that in there. So
and it's same skin color as Crowman too, so you can customize and make your own Conan figure if you wanted.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or
nice.
Warpath
Okay.
figure from X-Force.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that.
Yeah. He's our Bucks. We're thinking that our blank bodies are a great base for a whole bunch of customs. So hopefully people think the same thing. And we've got a ridiculously priced Barbarian accessory pack that we're not making any money on. That's why it's not available on Big Bad Toy Store. So
this is literally what we talked about last week.
So is this what you're considering your Kickstarter exclusive then?
Yes. Only because we can't afford to make it available on Big Bad Toy. If it was on Big Bad Toy Store, people wouldn't buy it. So there's no point.
And right there, that's showing Crowman's belt, but for the emblem. But it's gonna be you get to be able to choose your own emblem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Every character that has this belt, we have made it where the emblem in the center can be changed out.
Oh,
So
okay.
because of that, every character that's unlocked that has that belt, when we have our backer kit and you have this accessory kit, you'll be able to choose between the different emblems. So
so there's Cronin with the lion, there's Crowman with the skull and the crow wings around it. There's Killian with a Triskelion, and then there's the Owl King with the owl. So if you want to make a freaking owl army builder, which is what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna buy a bunch of the Owlman's the base barbarians, the blanks. I'm gonna buy a bunch in his skin color, and I'll make a bunch of owl army warrior barbarians.
Nice.
So.
And if you're a customizer, you can heat it up and pop that emblem out and 3D print your own design.
Exactly.
Probably. Hopefully, it won't be too glued in there. But yeah.
Well, speaking of customizing, I see a question pop up. Sorry, chat. We're not ignoring you. We're just we're rolling with it. Looks like Thanos Copter Copter. Sorry.
Yeah, that's from the comic book.
Glasses on. Will the head peg fit any other lines, or is it too soon to be able to tell that?
Jason can answer this. I think we tried.
Yeah, we tried, and it's. I think our the ball that we're using is a little too it's bigger because the way we have the head sculpts designed, it fits into a larger socket. All of our head sculpts, you'll be able to switch around between each other. They're all going to be uniform and standard baseline. So you can switch them around. So as far as like other lines,
you'll just have to put blue tack on the head. To
blue tack,
because the ball joint is bigger in the head sculpt. That allows you to actually have more freedom. You just put some hot glue in there or blue tack, and there you go. So it's better. We thought it'd be better for the cavity to be bigger for more movement than to be smaller, and then you couldn't fit other heads on it too. So
and we wanted that head to fit nice over the neck, so it looks like it's all one piece when in fact it's really not.
Yeah,
nice.
I put McFarlane head sculpts on our custom. I've put Marvel Legends head sculpts on our custom. The only thing that is too small is Mafex. So yeah, are there any more questions out of the chat? I don't want to. Let's see. Will the head peg? They already asked that part. Yeah. So, but yeah, going on the Mighty Chief Mato. He's probably our most popular character.
Heck yeah.
He's one of the first ones we thought of after our main three, because Jason and I are obsessed with Native Americans, and I always loved the war axe. And always wanted to see a figure with that. If you've ever seen Last of the Mohicans, there's a great scene with a war axe. So that's a cool weapon. We keep wanting to bring weapons that no one's ever seen before. Not only cultures and ethnicities and warriors that no one's ever seen before, but weapons that have some historical basis to it. So his headdress is removable. So you'll be able to have the head sculpt with or without, and he comes with two different head sculpts, one with an angry look and one with that baseline look.
Nice.
So this was one of the figures when we got to it last week. It has such a deluxe feel. I couldn't believe that it was listed for the $36, the standard figure
probably
price.
made a mistake. Yeah.
By the way, that price is amazing that you guys are offering these to people at for the $36 mark. It's almost unheard of.
Yeah.
You would expect these to be much more.
Yeah.
We just believe in the community that once people saw this, that they would back us, and it so far it's happening. It we were worried there for a bit, and I think it'll only get better once people get these figures in their hands. We'll make up for the lack of profit we're making on them with the amount that we sell, and that's always been our goal. Is not to try and charge an arm and a leg to collect these things that we all love and get so much enjoyment out of. I want people to be able to collect as many as possible on a budget, even if they're making as little money as I do. So,
I hear that.
Yeah, I'm a blue collar worker, so I wanted people to have access to it. So yeah,
well, it's much appreciated.
Yeah, I'm glad. It's not worth it. Everyone's making money off of each other. Let's, we definitely need to make money, but there's only so much we need.
That's fair.
I just need to be able to buy Chinese food. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, scrolling down, I think the next is the Great Khan, who's a Mongolian warrior character, and we had some fun with him as well, with his Phoenix bow and arrow. Jason thought of making the wings themselves articulated because they're wings, so it'll fold back, so it'll collapse almost like a crossbow would, and the arrow itself is alive, and so is the bow. It regenerates every time it finds its target, like a phoenix. It burns up in the victim and reappears as he draws it. And then his armor is made from a dragon with a dragon scale cape. And he is a brilliant tactician. And he's got this wonderful dragon sword that is made from a meteor to kill a dragon. So it's a badass like meteor sword.
Dude,
I love that. I love that kind of mythic type fantasy. So hopefully people like him too. Yeah, and his cape is not soft goods; it's plastic. But we're definitely aiming at all of the plastic that's in areas where it's supposed to be movable to be as pliable as possible. And his shoulders are going to be separate, that armor, from the main piece, so it'll move with the arms. So we're trying to think of everything possible, and he does have a belt like everyone else. I don't know if it's the same design. I think so. We're gonna make it pretty standard, and I think his emblem is like a dragon.
Yeah, dragon head. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be an option as well.
Yeah,
it is designed differently. It does have that skirt piece that comes in the front, but it's not round. It's not a round emblem like.
Yeah, we'll probably attach that skirt piece in order to make things a little bit more uniform to another part. This way we can still use that same belt. This was early on in our design. That's still on the 1.0 body, believe it or not. So we'll probably change it up just a little bit. It'll probably end up looking the same. People probably won't notice a difference, but yeah. And then we got Owl King, who we just unlocked. I can't believe it. But we got some wonderful art from Desar. He's got 2 flying Viking axes. He's got our first animal that we've ever designed, an owl, snow owl, I think it is.
Barn owl.
Barn owl. Thank you, sir. Barn owl. And his whole motif is that like a barn owl, because when I watched The Northman, I got this idea for this character, and it looked like an owl. So we just ran with it. Guys, got any questions so far?
That's awesome. No questions.
It looks like someone in the chat's been answering some of them that have been popping up.
That's Jason.
That's just me.
Is that you, Jason? Okay.
Yeah.
I probably should have put my glasses on for this.
Oh, that's all right, man.
I'm blind as a bat, man. I feel you.
Yeah, I started becoming blind this year.
Oh, shit.
Dustin is sharing his screen, so I don't know if you can't see the
I
chat.
can't see.
Yeah, so
other than what
I don't have admin privileges, so I can't bring any on the screen like I used to.
Dustin, give him admin privileges, man. Come on.
I don't even have. Well, I do for the show, but that's it. We joined a network. It's a long story.
Yeah, we joined the Madness Network, so I got snipped a little bit on what I can do.
Might be time to. Hey, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything. Owls in different colors. Stanus Copter is asking. Not yet. We're just gonna make sure because this is our first time working with the factory and the owl pack. We just released a 3 owl pack, which comes with 3 different wings. We want to make sure the deco hits are right on. So we don't want to confuse the factory too much. So we're just going to go with 1 owl motif right now, but I'm sure in the future we'll reuse this body and come up with different colors. So don't worry. Also, Jason came up with a great idea of putting that head on a ball joint, and the wings themselves are on a ball joint too. So you're going to get some articulation there as well.
Wow, nice.
So they're posed. You get different wings that are posed out and then in, but they also have articulation at the connecting point. And then
I love that you're including that folded wing at rest.
And be careful, everybody. When you get that toy in, make sure you don't lose those folded wings because they're going to be tiny. Okay, so please be careful. But I think I've already lost the ones you sent me, Jason.
Oh yeah. I think those were really, really, really small.
Yeah,
I think if we enlarge it by a little bit. I mean, I know barn owls are actually small, one of the smallest owls. If we enlarge it just a little bit, just for aesthetics look to go with the bigger, larger characters.
Absolutely.
Because the feet are just so incredibly tiny.
Yeah, we'll probably have to just for factory reasons. I'm totally down with that, brother. So we're not going to give you a tiny owl. We're going to give you a decent size, probably like what is that, an inch? I don't know.
Inch and a quarter maybe at the most.
Yeah, maybe an inch and a quarter. Yeah.
So Jason, you were talking about dwarves earlier in the show. This one to us was the most dwarven-like.
He's not a dwarf.
I know
he's not.
He's not, but
he looks. Yeah, he does. He does inspire the dwarf imagination in a lot of people, and I never picked that up. Like looking at, I never picked it up until somebody from a different live stream said it. I'm like, oh god dang, you know what? No, I see it. Yeah, I see it. The beard, the helmet. If anything, dwarves came from this dude, but I don't know how because this was. James was like, we got to do Gilgamesh, and Gilgamesh in mythic legend was what people think used to be giants, and some people still think there are giants. But he was the first superhero in written history that we know of. So, and he was probably 7 to 8 foot tall, and people back way back before the flood grew. I mean, they aged longer, they grew bigger. So, but we wanted to reserve Gilgamesh for a proper brute buck, what we're calling it, coming out with probably next. That's going to be 7 to 8 inches. But so we decided on Uric as the name, or James did. He decided on Uric for the name because that was the city that was founded by Gilgamesh, right?
Yes, sir. In the mythical tale, yeah.
The mythical tale, yeah.
Yeah, Uruk is the city. So I wanted to do an homage to Gilgamesh without doing Gilgamesh. So this is our Gilgamesh without doing Gilgamesh. So hopefully people like him. He's got a cool ass scimitar, a spear, some cool armor. We really went above and beyond with this one. I wanted to cover up one of our characters a lot more than others. So his articulation is going to be a little bit more restricted, but I think it's worth it for the end result. The motif.
Totally worth it. The colors are just beautiful. They just pop that royal blue and the gold. Just really, really, really pop and go.
And this is on the old body. I mean, I can't wait to see him rendered on the new one. And Vonner says we can do vac metal, so hopefully we can do a really shiny helmet for this guy. I don't know if we can do it on the skirt. So we might have to just do a paint instead, because we want the armor to match the helmet. So I don't think we can do vac metal on the skirt. So we probably just do a very shiny paint then.
Okay.
But on other things that we can do vac metal, we will.
That's cool.
Excuse me. So yeah, Mythic Dolphin is telling us once again the character she wants us to make, and I want to acknowledge that I have seen that, and it's definitely something we'll keep in mind. So I appreciate your. Yeah, she's a huge supporter of us, and we are very thankful for all of her support. Yeah.
Yeah.
Empowered wings, arched up. Egyptian goddess, Osset, with throne headdress. Absolutely. I'm tired of Egyptian characters. I feel like they've been done to death. But I do have a villain in mind that's Egyptian based, who no one's ever seen before in terms of the look of him. I'm obsessed with this one Egyptian character, and if we do a male, we got to do a female. So probably make Mythic Dolphin happy soon. But any plans for the future for ways to holster the weapons? Actually, that's definitely something that we're working on. Where we have a clip already for Cronin for his axe, and I think we're going to make it where it can fit his sword as well. I'm sure we'll be able to do a clip on the belt that'll be kind of standard. So that's definitely something, Jason. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I was just thinking we can totally take that clip that goes on the back of his harness.
Mm-hmm.
We could totally do something that works on the belt as well.
Yeah, put it at
the same
angle.
look. Yeah, because it already swivels like this.
Oh yeah.
So you can just slide a sword in there. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, just something. They won't be able to carry all their weapons, but at least holster one and then hold one. We definitely want to make that a possibility if we can. If it'll work with the belts, because the belts will be pliable, so we'll have to make sure that works.
Yeah.
So I've seen a couple of times in the comments somebody's asking for like a tiger mask or cat type pins. Yeah. Are there any plans for head packs?
Not yet, but we already have designs for primal figures. We actually have a primal realm that we were initially doing after all of our main characters, and then we were going to do a female figure. But the overwhelming feedback from our fan base was, no, give us the female figure first. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't even want the male figures. They just want our female figure. But unfortunately, she was an afterthought, and we're still working on her. So she's at the end of the initial wave. So hopefully we're going to unlock her real soon. Hopefully before the Kickstarter ends, so we can go and get also our Barbarian Warrior female figures unlocked as well, which are just right after our main female figures. But yeah, we have the idea for a Monkey King primal figure, for a Black Panther. This isn't it. This is just an old action figure. But this is the type of detail. It's Realm of the Claw, exactly. Yeah,
I know that line.
Yeah, it was way ahead of its time. Way ahead.
Who put that out? Was it Palisades?
Good old Stan Winston.
Stan Winston. Yeah, it had ball jointed. It almost had workable hinge swivel feet. It was so close. It had some really good ideas. Just almost perfect. But in terms of like design, this is the kind of stuff we like. But yeah, we have a Wolfman we want to do. We have a
Black Panther
and a Black Panther figure we want to do too. We're still working on the artwork for that. As soon as we have something, we'll show it.
So primal as in like the anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic.
Yes. Yeah, so the plan is Yeah,
my head when you said Primal, I'm thinking the show that was on not long ago. With,
yes,
Spear,
Yeah.
Like, which I'm wanting
Amazing.
to take some of the figures that you guys have in this Kickstarter
Oh
and make
yes.
them Spear.
Yes.
So.
Oh,
We do
Spear.
that all
Hell
the time.
yeah. Yep. And you can even get a freaking a T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And in fact, James sent me somebody who actually painted one to look like what was the dinosaur's name? Scar? No,
Fang.
not Scar.
Tooth.
Fang. Yeah,
Fang.
Fang.
Yeah.
Fang. Yep. Somebody painted it to look like it, and I'm like, oh my god! And I have that. I bought the same exact dinosaur, the T-Rex, and I'm just afraid to paint it because I don't want to screw it up. It just looks beautiful as it is, but you know, I definitely will be making a spear inspired out of Crowman.
If I wasn't so lazy, I'd paint it for you, but
I've had my eye on some of the Creative Beast Studio dinosaurs.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're in our family with
if you need a painter, like, hey, I've been doing it for 32 years now, so
oh man.
Call me.
Okay. Yeah.
Call him, Jason. But yeah, we just unlocked Grimskull today.
Yes,
it's so awesome. I can't believe this has happened. He's absolutely probably my favorite of all the characters.
Heck yeah.
He is the representation of my inner self. If I wasn't 5'8" and not completely out of shape. But yes, this guy has some references that most people might not be able to pick up on because they're very subtle. Very subtle references I took to create this.
I love it.
Yeah, a lot of unique design there. But yeah, he's going to be our first deluxe character. He's $46. He comes with a cloth wired cape. We're doing pretty much all new accessories for him. I think, yeah, all of them, all of his accessories, we're going to have to design completely different. So there's no reuse other than his sword, and we might even redesign that.
I was going to say, does it glow in the dark?
It's going to be.
That looks like it should be glowing in the dark.
Well, unfortunately, glow in the dark only is green, and I couldn't resist it being red. I'm sorry. It's called the Red Death Sword. So I don't know. I can't.
It is translucent, like you were saying. It is going to be translucent.
It is going to be translucent red. So it'll be.
I'm putting an LED in that sucker. It's going to glow.
That sounds awesome.
There's a skull. There's a skull on the end of the pommel of the hand, the guard or the hand grip, facing upwards, so it looks like the handle is coming out of its mouth.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, Jason thought of that. That was a great addition. So yeah, we're super excited, and next we're now on the road to getting the Shadar unlocked at 220,000. I think we're like 10,000 away or so. So we are really close. Yeah, about 11,000 away.
Yeah,
and there's no general.
I really want this.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I can't wait till people see actually what they look like. There's going to be some redesign to match more the concept art that the SAR did.
Yeah.
Because the concept art, I think, is the best visualization of them so far. Ken did a great job with the artwork, but I think that concept art really just makes them look cool. And then
his torso piece is separate from his abdomen piece to not hinder that torso abdomen articulation. So they're two different pieces. You can still pop them off, but they're two different pieces.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying something new with that.
Yeah.
And we're excited for them because their face plates can pop off, so you can mix and match. You get one figure that comes with 3 face plates. And so the hope is that people buy more and create an army, because there's what's a general without their army? And they actually come out of the shadows of our heroes on the battlefield. So you never know, like, when they'll just come out from behind you, and they kind of clone our heroes' abilities and their fighting style, almost like Taskmaster. But not quite as strong, but still they're a force to be reckoned with. And they have this really cool dagger, and they have the Mbobi sword in all black. And we might do translucent black to really add coolness to it. I think, yeah, I think that
are we
might
gonna
be.
do that? Are we gonna do that on the dagger as well?
Yeah,
chills.
if we can, yes, I definitely.
Yeah. Because my thought is, I'm of course I'm getting 3 of them so I can show all 3 faceplates, but one of them is gonna dual wield daggers.
Yeah, and they're actually they have a whole bunch of new tooling, so they're gonna hopefully we'll make up for it by how many we sell, because they've got a lot of new tooling on them. The only thing
every
they
piece is new
reuse
tooling.
is the sword. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But army builders, I think it'll be worth it. Especially we'll be able to do recolors of them. They're gonna look cool in every single color that we do them in. Black, blue, gray, purple, red.
And their skin color is gonna be awesome too.
Yeah.
For the blank barbarians, you want to make a bunch of these guys based, just like shadow warriors, naked shadow warriors.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that.
Man, what about like the figure itself in like that translucent smoky color?
Unfortunately, clear plastic breaks easily, so I'm too scared to do that right now. Maybe a future version.
Future exclusive.
Yes, definitely. We'll get a test from the factory and we'll give it to Jason's kid and we'll see how long it lasts. And if it can last as long as other figures, then
my brutal baby. He's brutal with his toys, definitely.
He's like 1 year old and already like 5 feet tall. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't. He doesn't get it from me. I'm only 5'9".
I think you said you were 5'8" the other day. Well, are you growing or something?
Always been 5'9".
Oh really? Oh man.
Yeah, always.
Oh man, I thought you were my height. Now I'm upset.
I came out the womb 5'9".
Oh wow.
Oh god.
But we got
brutal.
We got the legend herself, the goddess Athena, the one everybody wants, the one we want to give to everybody. She's got all new tooling, completely new body, completely new weapons. I don't know how we're going to be able to afford her, but
completely new booty.
Completely new booty. Yeah,
and still $36.
And still $36. But based on how much people want her, we'll probably somehow make a profit.
We'll make it work.
Yeah, she's got
this figure just looks so fantastic, and like there was another version of this, not like Athena, but they tried to do this with Evil Lyn, the ripped Evil Lyn figure in the Masters line, and it pales in comparison to this beautiful figure.
Thank you.
I have the ripped Evil Lyn, the one with the power, of the sorceress, and I got her. I was like, oh man, she's gonna be awesome, and I was just like, oh man, she has so much potential. So when we were designing this, we're like, no, we're not gonna cut any corners. She's gonna be just as awesome and beefy and have the same articulation as the boys.
Yeah,
same exact articulation.
The guys have 32 points of articulation. She's going to have 32 points of articulation. So she's got the frame to hold it and do it. So we're going to give it to her. She's going to look beautiful. And if you scroll down, you can see an initial render of her body proportions. That's just blown up of the artwork. Her helmet is on a hinge. So you'll kind of get a 2-for-1. She only comes with one head sculpt because this is all new tooling, and hopefully people understand. But I took the 2D artwork and I put it over the bare render that we did for her silhouettes that we're cutting the articulation into, so to give people a better idea of what she'll look like when we finish putting in our articulation. So hopefully people are really excited about her. And after she gets unlocked, we plan to offer female barbarian warriors, just like we did male barbarian warriors. So there'll be 3 different characters: an African warrior princess, an Asian warrior princess, and a Native American warrior princess.
Hey, something we didn't talk about. Are we going to have blank female warriors?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I guess that'll be available as soon as Athena's unlocked. So
got to get her unlocked first.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's who brought that up. Was that Tiffany?
That was me.
Oh, Jason, always.
I'm late in the game, man. I should have thought about this from the very beginning.
No, you thought I never thought about it. So I'll add that as an unlock right after this is over with, because we have those naked renders.
Yeah, you have exactly.
So we can put that up. So
yeah. I mean, she gets unlocked and those get added. Like, I want some of those. I've got plenty of customs I want to make.
And we'll probably give everyone a deal again and make it the same cost as the male blank ones, even though we can't afford it. We'll do the female blanks for $28.
Oh crap! I didn't think about the head sculpt that would go with the blanks.
Yeah, we'll think of something. We'll think of something. So
it's a 250. We got to get to 250 people.
Yeah, maybe we'll just give a bald female head.
Hey, man. Seriously, not even kidding.
Add your own hair.
So
steal some from a Barbie or something,
So in the event that you fall just shy of reaching the Athena goal, will you, when Backer Kit opens up, will you be able to add those funds
absolutely
towards this? Okay, so
absolutely,
all hope is not lost. You still got 2 days and a few hours left.
Chance for change,
As long as we get the money to make the figure, we'll make the figure. So if it happens afterwards through BBTS, through Kickstarter, through a combination of both, the Backer Kit, we'll make her available, and we will make her available on Big Bad Toy Store as well. But it's best to unlock her now because the momentum is right now.
Yes.
Because when the Backer Kit opens up, it's only going to be the people that funded that are going to have access to her. Or the ability to add to the Kickstarter to get her unlocked. So support us now, so we can keep this momentum and get everyone unlocked. Not only just Athena, because everyone wants to make a custom. If we just give you Athena, you're going to have to strip down all of her armor or just use a blank body. If we give you female warriors, we'll have 3 other female head sculpts and hair sculpts that you can use. So definitely want that.
So, and not to take away from Big Bad Toy Store, but these are your best price options right now during the Kickstarter. So lock in those pledges.
Yeah, they do go up after the Kickstarter ends.
Yep, for sure.
So do go up because we're giving these figures.
That's kind of a fail safe. Like if you do miss, finances doesn't work out for everybody right away. There's bad timing for everyone. I understand that more than most people do. But get them now, and you'll most likely get them before they hit Big Bad Toy Store because you're a backer.
Yes, Kickstarter will get their figures first. So keep that in mind as well. And unfortunately, Thanos Copter is asking about whip packs. No plans to do that. I'm sorry. Contact your local 3D printer designer. I'm sure, maybe we'll put somebody in business to make wigs for us, and I'm sure there'll be customizers out there that once these figures hit, that they'll start making stuff for. So we look forward to seeing all that.
There's flex resin. There's I've got a piece right here on my desk. This is a 3D printed piece. It's
there you go. What resin are you using there?
This, I don't know what this is made out of. This is an old retired.
That's right. You're not. Yeah. That's right.
So it was sent to me, I don't know, 4 years ago, and it's still pliable. There's no cracking or anything like that. So,
very nice.
There you go.
Loincloth.
Yeah.
Nice.
So here's a figure that or a question that I want to ask. are you guys going to plan on making mounts?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That was one of the first things we talked about when we were going crazy, talking about all the toys we wanted to make for this line. We want to, just like we're doing with characters that no one's ever seen, designs that no one has ever seen, some designs that are stolen, but just kidding.
Well,
but
not stolen, but
yeah, not
no,
stolen.
No, you've got great diversity
Inspired.
here. In the
Inspired.
Inspired, yeah.
And weapons that no one's ever seen. We want to do
Exactly.
mounts that no one's ever seen. So we like a whole bunch of animals that no one's ever seen that would be perfect for riding. We talked about them in other live streams. So hyenas. We want to do. No one's done a liger. No one's done a boar for dwarves, I don't think.
No.
What else? What's that?
Sloth.
A sloth? I want to do a bear gorilla. I want to do kind of like mixtures of animals. Bear gorilla.
What is that? The big giant bear that became extinct. Oh,
giant sloth bear?
Yeah. Huh?
Big giant sloth? What are you talking about?
It looked like a sloth, but it was a giant bear. I can't remember. When you said a gorilla bear, it just reminded me of it because it kind of
like
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I do know about Gigantopithecus.
Bear something. I know what you're talking about, Jason.
Yeah.
I do want to do a Gigantopithecus. If anyone knows what that is, they're the biggest primates that ever existed. So that would be cool. But a camel. I don't know about a camel. I've eaten them and I've ridden them. They're the worst form of transportation ever.
You've eaten camel before?
Yes. When I was in Morocco, and after I rode one through the Sahara Desert or into the Sahara Desert, when we got back, we went out to eat at this really nice restaurant, and I noticed camels on it. And after riding one, I knew that they weren't good to ride on, so I thought, hey, maybe they're good to eat.
Good for something. Yeah.
They're better to eat than they are to ride on. So yeah, I have a video of it on my Instagram, on my personal Instagram. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Speaking of Instagram, I was on your Instagram account. Help me out here. It's the main one. Brutal. Is it?
It is Brutal Realm.
Is it Brutal Realm?
We have Brutal Realm, Realm Toys,
something LLC, right?
Or it might have been Realm Toys. It was one of the two.
Yeah.
Because I went to both. Dustin, I sent you a picture because I know he's super into this particular line, and it favors his favorite character. So,
okay.
You still have that pulled up?
Oh, Lion Lord.
Yeah, the Lion Lord.
Oh yeah.
Is that still on the table, or is that something like?
It's still on the table. It's just that the design for it has changed a lot, and we don't have anything that represents all the changes together. And we're trepidous to, is that a word? We're worried about showing it and getting people into one fixed design and putting their money towards something and then changing it. And since we haven't reached that goal yet or gotten close to it yet, we're still working on artwork to show a more factually accurate to what we're going to give before we show it. We've gotten a lot of feedback from the community, wanting us to show it. But unfortunately, we just want to exercise some caution until we have something that represents what you'll actually get, because there's nothing worse than getting your heart set on one design and then they change it and you're like, well, why did you do that? I like this design. This is what I paid for.
Yeah.
We don't. Yeah,
it would be great whatever you come up with.
For sure.
Yeah. So,
Can
you highlight Mythic Dolphin's comment there or question? She asks, can the figures come with hands that grip weapons as opposed to fists out of the box? This is to minimize hand changing and risk of wrist joint breaking. Can someone explain it to me better?
So right out of the box, right? As soon as you take the figure out of the box, already have the gripping hands.
But
she wants them to have wants them to have the gripping hands, so she doesn't have to change them from the fist to the gripping hands.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Like I didn't think about what hands they were gonna come with in the package, like already on.
Yeah, I think fists would look better in the package. So I don't know. I don't know about that one, Tiffany.
I always think about what I think about is like a
The
fist,
grasping hand. Oh, one fist and the grasping hand.
Yeah,
that'd probably be what we do. Yeah, one fist and one grasping hand.
I mean, I see your point, but I mean, when we when we design or when we get the factory test prints, and we test out the peg that's going to go inside the forearm for each of the hands. I mean, I'm gonna do it cold. I mean, we keep it nice and cold in the house, so the plastic is going to be a little bit more stiff, and I'm gonna pop it in and out as much as I can to see, to make sure that there won't be any breakages. At least the first 20 swaps, I guess.
Yeah, and also we'll have verbiage in there, because this is our first factory run. Please heat everything up before you change everything out. I understand breakages happen, and for the majority of people, maybe they prefer to have grasping, hand-holding weapon hands on. Exactly. I don't have any here, so I don't need one.
Yeah.
This is a little more powerful than a hair.
That's a little bit more powerful, brother. I had to get mine to the garage because I was melting figures that way.
When you have a ponytail like that, you need that kind of hair dryer, right? We're still probably gonna have a fist and a grasping hand in the box. So hopefully people understand.
Yeah, and just know when you're swapping, I mean, that goes with anything. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. You should always heat it up. Always heat up your figures, because breaks do freaking happen. And I mean, I know I break a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I break a lot. And then I have to go and use, I can't think of his name, but I follow him on Instagram. He has really good tutorials on what you can use to replace your pegs and stuff with actually really small metal screws. You can screw them in.
He looks like Thor.
Yeah, he looks like Thor. Yeah.
God
exactly.
damn it! Now I can't think of his name.
It's not. I want to say Marauder, but it's I don't know.
Anyway. But yeah, for the people that are asking for the hand to grip weapons in the package, there'll be people that wish that the fists were on, and there'll be people that wish there were grasping hands. So we can't please everybody. So we're just going to do probably a fist and a grasping hand in the box. So
yeah, just understand the aesthetics of the package and how the figure looks in the package. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. So hopefully we're just going to try our best to make a figure that you can swap the hands out and there won't be any breakage. So yeah, but you guys got an exclusive from us tonight that we will be offering a blank body female. Great job.
Yeah,
Great
man.
Job.
Good review.
We we kind of have a talent of coaxing some stuff out of people sometimes. Brian Flynn was probably the worst. He dropped more than one whenever we had him on the show, and then
really,
I think he kind of backtracked a little, like maybe I shouldn't have said that.
It's hard when you're.
I had to spend a whole several hours editing stuff, and it's like, okay.
Oh man! Oh my god!
Yeah, I noticed it had like 6,000 views. Good job. Hopefully, we get a couple hundred with this one.
We were able to break the news about Copper Kid because at the time everybody was going, "What's going on? It's not on your website. Are you guys losing the license before you can finish the team?" And he was like, "Nope, we got you."
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. The whole Silverhawks thing. It's like 1 minute Ramen Toy has the license and Super 7. Now nobody does or something. I don't know. It's crazy.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And Ramen Toy, I've never known them not to make something just because they don't have the license. and they have stopped making it. They're using that mold for something else now, but they stopped making pretty much Silverhawks.
So
they only had the two, Quicksilver and Monstar.
Yeah, I heard that Monstar is pretty cool. I want the Super 7 Monstar, but I actually have to go, guys. Are there any last questions?
accessory packs in the future. We're talking about accessory packs in the future.
Yeah, we're talking about it. It'll probably be just offering weapons that we've already given with our characters in one concise. There probably won't be any new weapons in that, because I prefer to give new weapons to the characters.
To new characters, yeah.
So it'll probably just be recolors of the weapons, and probably owl flap wings pack, because everyone's going to lose those. Well, you know what? We'll probably make the file available for that, so people can just print it out.
Good idea. That's a good idea.
We'll probably just do that.
So just be like Mezco and toss in like 20 sets for no reason, because of just people going to lose them.
that 20 cents that will cost will probably be all the profits we make off of it.
You're right. You're right.
A Samson figure would be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, absolutely. If we can get the rights to what's his name? Lou Ferrigno. We'd love to do a proper Lou Ferrigno figure. That'd be awesome.
Oh,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, guys, this has been an absolute pleasure. I appreciate you having us on and helping us get to new heights on our Kickstarter, and helping us realize that we needed to do a blank body female figure. Jason, thank you for that beautiful brain of yours again, always thinking and making us even more money off of that. Well done. Seriously. That was awesome.
Anything to help the team.
Yeah, no, thank you for allowing us to have you on the show. I mean, I know it's late. We do an earlier show, but schedule changes had to happen. So hopefully we can get you back on when you've got, maybe some factory prototypes in hand, and we can discuss them a little bit further.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Shipping won't be calculated until after the Kickstarter and the backer kit. So I don't know why he's asking about shipping. Maybe I accidentally didn't put on there that shipping is done in the backer kit, because
I saw that on the page, so it's there.
Yeah, it says shipping calculated later in backer kit. So I don't understand that. Adam hit either myself or Jason up if that doesn't answer that question. Yeah.
Just making sure you heard that, Adam.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, again, thanks for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
It's been our pleasure. Our pleasure.
Definitely. Yeah. Very, very appreciate you guys, man.
And let's get brutal. We're so close to getting Athena and blank body Athena. It's gonna happen. Hopefully, when we wake up tomorrow morning, like Christmas, the Shadar will be unlocked. As soon as we get off this, I've got a lot of work to do on the Kickstarter. I'm gonna send the Shadar to BBTS, so it's ready as soon as it becomes unlocked. And we're gonna both. He's working on printed prototypes of Grimskull right now, and I'm working on the Kickstarter, and our team is working on renders and art. So, guys, we're trying
this is exciting.
We're trying to come out with as much possible at the end. So, bear with us and be patient. Yeah. Okay. He even brought out a cape. Who did you steal that from?
I got it from eBay, GPS lot.
Oh, GPS lot for the win.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's got all the wire at the bottom and on the side, or even on the top.
That's perfect.
Nice.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
So anybody that has already pledged, you heard it here tonight. They're going to do some female blank bodies. Up your pledge. You already know what they're going to cost, so go ahead and add it.
Yeah, go for it.
It'll get there faster.
Smart man. Good job, Zombie. Thank you, guys. Hey, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Have a good one.
You
Good
too.
night.